kings and queens, how you guys are doing? We're gonna go ahead and get into our astrology deck. Ancestral deck. Saying astrology. Before we get into the ancestral deck for this reading, see what the ancestors are saying. We're gonna first start by pulling the general reading for you guys. So, what is the general message for this reading? Risk, right? Spirit wants you guys to don't be afraid to take a risk sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes the risk can pay off. If you really think it through and you really, like ask yourself, like this risk that I'm taking, but try to do it on humanity's terms. Like, don't be trying to kill somebody or do anything like that for the benefit of feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Because you still gotta remember you didn't create that life. So anything that's of course associated with negativity, you don't want to take risks. That's good. You don't want to take that route because that route's only gonna bring bad things. You know what I'm saying? But when taking a risk, it could be like things like putting your time into something else, or leaving a location, maybe a career choice to go here because maybe here can make you happier. Don't be afraid to take that risk, regardless in terms of the finances. As long as you know how to manage yourself, or you have that opportunity to be able to do so, I encourage you guys to don't be afraid to take the risk. You never know what could come out of it. As long as you're putting that positive energy into it, more than likely it's gonna come out of it. It's gonna happen, but it just takes time. We don't really know when. It could take a year, it could take 10 years, we never really know. But the main message is whenever you have something that's gonna generally make you happy, never be afraid to take a risk with doing these things, right? Okay. We're going to go ahead and hop right into our reading. This is a general message, so just think past, present, or future regarding these messages. But this is more of an informative message, I should say, right? This is more of an educational. We're going to see what signs come out for you guys. And you can use this in your past, present, or future. When it comes down to the education or the informative message you're going to learn today, you're going to be able to use these, representational signs in your daily lives, right? So just hang tight. This is the spiritual ancestral message, so we're going to see what to talk about, right? Feel free to get a notebook and pen as well, or if whatever helps you memorize it better, right? Spirit, what message do you have for us? First one we have is ram's horns. This is a ram's horns. What is associated with? A symbol of humanity together with strength, emphasizing that even the strong need to be humble. So yeah, I'm sure you guys will be humble. That is a message from your ancestors, because a lot of times, we get so caught up in being, feeling like, well, this and that. But, when you humble yourself and appreciate things that the spirit and the ancestors and the universe guide you, or that give you, you learn to. Once you learn to appreciate and learn to just, be calm, or not saying you can't, work hard and stuff, but be calm, appreciate the things that you have, because that would allow you to make room for more things, if that makes sense. Because it's like, if you're too much focused on getting things and you're not looking at what you have, it's hard to even take inventory or take control of your situation. You know what I mean? So just ensure you're giving yourself time to reflect on things, the struggles that you made it out, because that will give you the faith to make it through the next struggles. Anytime you're going through a struggle right now, I promise you, if you reflect on the times when you made out the previous struggles, you're going to have the confidence built up to make it through this struggle as well, right? Okay. Spirit, what other message do you have for us? So the next one I'm picking up says, love does not miss its way in. Right? So love doesn't miss its way in. Those led by love will never lose their way. So, like I said, encourage you guys to do things out of the kindness of the heart. When it comes down to everything that you do, try to do it with passion and compassion for yourself, people around you. Like, the people that's doing things in a toxic way or to aggravate you or things like that, doing things in a non-lovable way, like things like that, those people gonna perish. Like it's only gonna last so long. You see what I'm saying? So don't even focus on what this person did or whatever. Just move on with your life and keep moving, because that's gonna die out. These people are gonna get ill and sick. It just happens because it's like, what can you expect when you put negativity in this world? You're gonna expect negativity back, right? But love will always find its way to him. Just remember that. Spirit, other message God for us. Okay, the next one we have is wooded cone. The symbol represents the qualities of femininity. Quality, right? Over quantity every time. That's what I'm picking up on. Ensure you're focusing on quality whenever you're doing something, and focus on just building that quality, right? You can do a lot, meaning quantity. You could do a good bit of it, but you want to develop yourself, right? So when you look at your quality as yourself, or you look at yourself as, advancing in quality, make sure that you guys stay on point with whatever you feel that's going to benefit you. Whatever it is, and I know it's tempting to, like I said, like they famous say, eat potato chips and be coached. It's very tempting, it's very easy to do so, but it's not going to develop you into the person that you wish to be. If that's what you wish to be, I say gamer, but gamer sometimes it depends on how long you spend on something. Some things, it's not about how long you spend, but it's a matter of where is it you're trying to go. You know what I mean? Where are you trying to go in life? And once you figure that out, then you can spend as much time on that specific thing as possible, or as long as you feel good about doing it. You know what I mean? So focus on quality, and what I'm picking up on that card. Spirit, what are the messages you have for us? Next one we have is puffed up arrogance. Humility, all life must be valued. So this is like what I was saying with a lot of people that seek harm to other people and things like that. I was shared through my life that those type of people they get humiliated as this is humility. But they get humiliated in the long run. You know what I mean? You don't have to wish nothing upon it. It happens naturally because you have to do things with love. And a lot of people, like I said, the word arrogance to me. A lot of people feel like they're better than people, better than you, or whatever. And here you are, just living your life, enjoying life. And when you didn't have anything, they felt like it was better than you, or whatever. And you just was living your life. Then when tables turn, of course, or you go up and you just be living life, so you don't even be thinking nothing of it. Like, I know that if I'm busy or I'm keeping myself up to par, whatever, my family members or whatever will be like, oh, you don't come around, but they be thinking arrogantly about the situation, like they be thinking too much about it, like, and it's not even that we don't come around often, it's just that we check them, you know what I'm saying? But people get in their heads and get things twisted and like look puffed up, arrogant. They confirmation, they get puffed up over the littlest things. So that's where you gotta just understand that that's just how it goes. Like, you know what I'm saying? People get too full of their heads and then they just start acting funny. And there's the people you don't want to associate yourself with. You want to associate with yourself with people that's going to better themselves as you better yourself. Then it's like, because once you're up top and they feel in their mind for some strange reason that they're down bottom, then they're gonna hate on you and envy you and all of that, whatever, right? But that's important that you recognize those traits. Spirit, other that shit out for us. We have independence. Right? We have independence. So it says, from the expression, independence comes with hard work. So independence comes with hard work, right? It doesn't happen overnight. I know some people that feel like let's say I took 2 years to get where I'm at, right? Or 3 years or 4 years or whatever, and they feel for some strange reason that they want it, but they don't want to wait, you know what I mean? They want it fast, and then every time you want something fast, what happens? Like back to the quality. You got the quantity, but the quality is trash because you wanted it quick. Whenever something's not made and thought through and it's just I'm not saying you can't just do something, you know what I'm saying? Just do it, yeah, just start an activity, but still have that mindset to want to grow with it. You have a lot of, situations where people just want that quickness, they want that independence lifestyle, they want this, they want that, and they're not willing to work and just take their time with it. They're rather you did, because I promise you, 2 years of just hard work pays off a long way. And this ain't about slaving, none of that. This is just about being consistent with whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Being on top of it, staying focused, and all of this. Basic things that we, as humanity, should already do. Unfortunately, people, when they don't do those things, that's why you have a lot of crime rate and all of these, because people bored running around doing craziness, because they're bored. They're not busy, they're not occupied their time. They have time on their hands to just BS, right? So, independence comes with time, just remember that. Wherever you are in this world, or, you know, take your time with it, you know what I'm saying? Work hard, take each day, every day, like it should last. And that 365 days in that year will pay off way more if you was to be like, oh, I do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, you don't really do it. These are not doing it. There's days come, every second of the day comes. So sure, you guys are not wasting your time doing things that is not going to benefit you in 10 to 20 years from now, right? Or not going to benefit the process, because some things you could do temporarily to get you where you need to go. So just things like talking to people, like I said, talking to people that's going to distract you from where you got to go. We have, when you climb a good tree, is your next message. So when you climb a good tree, when you climb a good tree, you are given a push. Good deed attracts support. So this is attraction. This is what I was telling you guys about earlier. It's very important to understand the basics of the universe. And the basics of the universe is like this. You attract what you put out or what you give in. What you put out in the universe is like how you speak, what is it that you do on a daily basis, how do you talk about people, because most likely if you're talking bad about somebody, they might just, you know what I'm saying, like, not even just talking bad about people, but it's like, you gotta realize that the energy you put out, the energy you get back. So if you putting out, like, if you're recognizing and establishing that, okay, these people are not good for me, and you know what I'm saying, you talk about it in a way where it's like, you're reminding yourself not to go back where you was. That's different, you know what I'm saying? But because that's reflective. But if you're constantly glorifying certain situations, constantly feeding into it, you know, you might have a karmic mother, karmic peoples that call you up or whatever, and they want you to feed into the BS that they're involved in. And once you realize to just step away from it and move on and keep focused and do what you gotta do, it will pay off so much, because then it's not like you're attracting that no more. You decide to attract good things and only good things. That's all you want in life, is peace. So you put your time into things. And you might ask, like, well, what if, you know, that's your mother, so you don't want to. It's ways to let people down easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got, like, people's whatever, you can insinuate that you're not really trying to get it without being like, yo, no, da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? You can just be like, nah, I'm cool, da-da-da. And then sometimes you have people that want to create problems. I found this out, that people, no matter how much I did for them, they want to make a problem out of a situation. They want to turn it toxic. So you know what I do? I just wipe my hands clean. I just be like, yeah, whatever. And I just keep... what's up, da-da-da-da, and I keep moving to my day. Like, what are you gonna do? You feel me? Like I said, I have a positive aura, so, and I want you guys to have that too. Have that positive environment where it's like, if you take it somewhere, if this person takes somewhere, only bad things are gonna come their way after that. You know what I'm saying? You're such a good person that, and you've already done for them. You feel me? They didn't appreciate. They want to start a problem, obviously, because people be picking on the good people. Like, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like they want to start issues. So what you do is you just fall back. And they know the energy because they gave the energy. So you're just giving the same energy back. But you're not antagonizing them. You don't want to do that. At this point in life, realize that you don't even want to be engaged in that. You want to just move on with your life. So, yeah. But if you guys are having trouble where you feel like people are trying to, you know what I'm saying, just roll out, like, you know what I'm saying? But I promise you, people's not going to step to you if you're on point. Like, it's like a guy that's like the kid in school that that he didn't bother nobody, but everybody want to bully him, and then he gets in the gym and becomes an NFL football, or becomes a high school football player because he decided to work on the gym, he decided to change his life or whatever. And not saying it's good or bad, but sometimes situations make you tougher. So that's the best way you can look at it. Like, say if a kid gets bullied and becomes tough on the streets, we can't go back and change what happened, but we can appreciate the situation for what it made him, and he probably was happy or whatever. But I'm not saying bullying makes you happy. What I'm saying is, instead of us focusing on the negative, which already happened, which we cannot change, let's just appreciate the things that came out of it, is what I'm saying. So when you have struggles and you go through house evictions, you know what I'm saying? I want you guys to make sure you guys are open-minded. Like, please don't be the people that's out here heard something and then just take it like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be open-minded, you gotta think, unless somebody disrespects you anyway. And people know when they say things that are disrespectful and all that, so, you know, that's the energy they put out. But, like I just said about the bullying me, instead of us, so I was implementing that. The kid would, you know, grow up, be big or whatever, and nobody would mess with him, even though he was the nicest person. So it's like, you know, you gotta look at factors like that. If you're doing what you gotta do and you're walking in the light of the Lord, people's gonna talk, right? But they know not to come close to you. They just know it. If people feel it, don't even give them the time or the energy to even believe in their mind that they can say whatever they want. At one point, you're gonna go back and forth, but then after that, it's just like God's gonna protect you from all of that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the devil gets into people and they act funny, but walk in the light is what I can say, right? Okay, Spirit, what you mentioned enough for us. We have crocodile. A symbol of adaptability and cleverness. The crocodile can survive in water and on land. You can have this flexible mindset. Like I said, whatever you do, you can have a flexible mindset. You can always be able to change things around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Things for you doesn't always have to be one time type of vibe. It could be different, and that's very good to have a flexible mindset because you're able to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you're living in a cardboard box or a mansion. You have the same, and this thing, principles and morals, and just things you don't do, things that you do. These type of motives that's gonna get you through the days. Like, if you're an early bird, you're obviously gonna make time for things, right? So that's the important thing of life too. Make sure you have your manners and your principles and all of these things that you do, regardless of your situation, down pat. That way, when situations come up, you can move accordingly to it, right? So I'm hearing that you're flexible, Spirit. What is the next message? So the next one we have is God never dies. God never dies, therefore I cannot die. A symbol. Okay, let me just show y'all before I keep reading. That's what it looks like. A symbol of God's omnipresence and the perpetual existence of the human spirit. It's important, like I said, God will protect you. Sometimes things don't always go your way, but they have a saying, God's protection is God's protection. He protects you. You know, he just wants you to walk in the light. See, you gotta remember, we're all gonna die one day. But the main mission is to make it to the afterlife. That's why we have this opportunity on this life to be able to live the next lifetime. And I want you guys to keep that in mind whenever you go through your day. Things happen. Sad, tragic things will happen to people, right? Look at it in a way that God took his angels early. You know what I'm saying? But the most thing that I want you guys to take from me as I'm here on this earth, as I'm doing these YouTube videos, is that as you live, you know, with no worries and no regrets, and as you just, you know, live life fully free and be nice, or just be, you don't even have to be like everything for people, but respect you. Like, Well, your turn. When you're nah, people disrespecting you, you know what I'm saying, defend yourself. But as far as like being nasty to people that ain't do nothing to you and trying to cause trauma and hectic, that way of life doesn't end well, right? It creates misery. It creates depression for you, for yourself, like all of that. So as long as you live each day in a proper manner, no matter what you do, as long as you're doing something positive. If you was to perish from today, from the day you see this video, whatever, right? If you was to perish this earth, ask yourself, no, would I be accepted into the afterlife? Like, was I living with humanity? Like, you feel me? So just always remember that it says God never dies, therefore I cannot die. You will not die, right? Because remember, you're promised to the afterlife. You will not die if you just live promising. Like, remember, think about it, right? Just think about it. Like, all the things that you do, your daily habits, are they consistent of growth, right? Are they, like, even if you stay out the way, I'd rather you stay out the way. If you ain't got nothing nice to say or whatever, stay off the internet, stay off all of that. If you're, because the trolls, all of these demonic situations are going to perish from this earth, and ain't promised no afterlife. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad to say that it's not really promoted as much as it should be. But we're gonna stick to this. We're gonna speak more on that as the time goes on. We want to, like I said, I like to live in steady race like a turtle. I really believe that. Now I work hard, right? I work, steady, but I believe in longevity, right? I believe in 20, 30 years down the line, I'm gonna still be here, right? As long as God grants me life, I'll still be doing YouTube, I'll still be doing tarot readings, and nothing's gonna change. Nothing will change my principles and morals. They're gonna stay the same, right? Same basic situation is gonna stay the same. It's just gonna be a different environment, but that's what we want. We wanna advance. We wanna switch it up. So, remember never to be afraid to take a risk. Just remember that. Keep that in mind. When it comes down to things that are positive, you never know what could happen. You should never be afraid to take a risk. Sometimes you're gonna be worried, but go through it. Go through it if what you're doing matches up with the risk. Like if the risk that you're doing, matches up with the reward. Like if you're trying to lose weight or whatever, and you got to take a risk of switching up your routine. Maybe you're not used to waking up early. Maybe you're gonna feel uncomfortable. You gotta do that. Maybe it could be eating healthier. You know what I'm saying? It could be career choice. That's one of the biggest things to risk. Am I gonna lose pay? What if I lose pay and I don't have this? Ask yourself, how much do I need to make? Like look at your finance bills and ask yourself, how much do I need to make? Because if you could risk $100 or 10% of your pay, but you're so much more happier, thereby you're not. Because you notice one thing about it, when people eat out or whatever, or with like a career, let's say you're working a job you don't really want to work at, you tend to feel depressed. So when you go home, you don't feel like cooking, thereby you eat out. So you end up using that 10% that you would have technically lost anyways from changing positions and being much more happier. So just think like that, and everything should work out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this reading. If you guys found this reading helpful to the slightest bit, just give a like on this video. That will support the channel extremely well. Also, subscribe if you're new, you came across the video, would like to see more of my readers. Subscribe. And if you are subscribed and you would like to know exactly when I drop a video, you can hit the post notification as the bell to the right of the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for your love and support, and I will see you guys in the next video.